I have the pleasure of introducing to you
the host of the #1 negotiation podcast in the world,
two-time best-selling author,
CEO of the American Negotiation Institute.
Please join me.
Please welcome
to the stage,
Kwame Christian.
If possible, too. And so we're going to continue interacting, so we need to make sure that we are continuing to be strategic about each of these interactions. Cool. I can't see the next slide either. So, so it's going to be an adventure. But the problem is that society evolved faster than our brains. And as a result, today we struggle in difficult conversations because we're fighting modern-day battles with prehistoric tools. So you want to learn something that you can actually use, but when you hear words like confidence, motivation, inspiration, we're realizing that there's a feeling that can hold us back.
Sometimes over-intellectualization is just another manifestation of fear. Fear is a very crafty emotion. So I'm going to keep you thinking and keep you thinking that your overthinking is productive. It's not. You got a simple framework that you can use to enter the conversation, and we're going to talk about a simple framework that you can use during the conversation.
I grew up in Tiffin, Ohio, and the thing that I really appreciated about Tiffin was its diversity.
We use what I call egocentric persuasion, where we think about the things that were persuasive to us, and then we regurgitate that for somebody else. We need to shift to empathetic persuasion, understand how they're seeing the situation, how they think about the situation, how they feel about the situation, and then use terminology and words and an approach that they can absorb and respect.
And number 2, you will also be able to engage. We'll have polls, we have questions, and then at the end, we'll be able to do a Q&A. So you'll be able to ask your questions, get it answered live on stage. The harder the question, the better.
How do you determine if the other party you're negotiating with is truly at the bottom line? Great question. So you can't. Let's just be honest, we can't, right? There's no situation where, like, even after the negotiation ends, they'll be like, oh, you could have got 10,000 more. It's not realistic, right? But really what we're asking in this situation is not necessarily whether we can get them to the bottom line, but whether or not we got a good deal. So a good deal is better than your BATNA. It serves your interests really well, and it serves the other interests of the other side reasonably well, and the interests of third parties acceptably well. We're going to address the emotionality. We're going to lower the emotional temperature of the room so we can progress at a higher level. Then we're going to connect with the other person, build trust, build rapport, gather information. And then we persuade as the last step.